You just got kicked off Instagram?
Yeah, I don't even know why. I don't even post bad stuff on Instagram. No, so I don't know like why. I'm like banned right now. I had to send something in to prove it was like me or something like that too. Right. And I'm like,
I wonder if maybe like you got hacked and somebody reported it for spam or something.
That's the only thing I can think of because like they won't give me a rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
I sent them the info and I haven't heard anything back. And right now I'm banned. My account does not exist.
That happened to my sister-in-law does like houseplant consultation and has like a greenhouse in their backyard and everything and like sells plants and all that. She has an Instagram for it. It got shut down for like 2-3 months and she had to go through all kinds of appeals proving who she was. I don't know if it's just like people's accounts are getting hacked and
I'm like, what the fuck? Like somebody was like, I hadn't been on Instagram in a while. I tried to log in. I was like, what the hell?
That's weird. Meanwhile, I got, 1,000 messages in my inbox of, hey, sexy, you want fuck long time?
I know.
Text phone number.
Like, it's bullshit. Like, I'm sitting there, I'm like, and I like, the thing is, I post tame stuff on Instagram.
Yeah, like, you don't even post your most extreme Twitter stuff on there.
No. So I was like, what the fuck? Like,
because it's just Facebook Lite is all Instagram is.
Yeah.
So. Welcome to the Basement Lounge Podcast with your hosts, Mike Shea and Mike Wells. Sit back, grab a drink, relax. Let's see where the time takes us. Enjoy.
I still haven't been to the movies since COVID.
I took myself on a date last Tuesday.
I saw that.
Went and saw. First of all, I tried this new taco place where EO Burger used to be. It's called Condados Tacos.
I love that place.
Oh my fucking god! Those are some of the best tacos I've ever had in my life. Did you have
their chips and queso?
I had the queso, the chorizo queso.
Oh my god, that's cum.
That's Jesus. Plus, their chips are thicker, so they're not breaking off in your fucking dip while you're eating them.
They're good, so good.
And then I got 2 of the brisket tacos and their chorizo taco.
I think I get the Lucy.
I almost got the Juicy Lucy.
Yeah,
I almost got that. That sounds like a porn star name right there. Juicy Lucy.
So fucking good. There's one that's really hot. That's really good too.
I saw a couple of those, and then I got their Pineapple Express margarita, which was I love that they do flights of margaritas.
Do they really?
Yeah, you can do it's like $15 and you get like 4 margaritas, and I was like, fuck yeah.
The weird thing is we only started going there during the pandemic, so we've never sat in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can sit in there now. It's like it's a wait list even just to sit at the bar, but it was packed.
Oh, that's surprising with the mask ordinance lifted. And
it was a gorgeous day. You can sit outside. And I never went there when it was EO Burger. I heard it was pretty good, but I saw Bar Louie's is closed.
It's been closed for I'm thinking of
right there in the green. Yeah,
I didn't know they closed.
Yeah, they're closed.
I hate that place.
It's overpriced, and also you got that right next to BD's Mongolian. Yeah, and I'm gonna go to BD's every fucking time.
Like I don't. One time I walked in there and I felt so underdressed. I also was naked, but no, I don't know. I don't like bars. Like I said, I like dive bars, dude. Yeah. Like I want to do cocaine in the back. I want to. People leave me the fuck alone. Like people go to the bar to try to hook up. I feel like.
Oh, that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like the place you see like the guy walks in with like his blazer on, but his tie is like loose around his neck, and he's got his BlackBerry sitting next to him, and he's trying to sell cocaine to the 20-year-old.
I mean, that's what that place kind of reminds me of. It's like these people come here to like blow off steam and try to fuck. Yeah, and they're probably all married.
Oh yeah,
or have herpes.
Yeah, if I'm gonna go drinking, I want to go to a place like I'm trying to think of one in town here, like even like Hole in the Wall.
See, I don't even go to that. I go to a place called I used to go to a place called G&J's.
Oh, okay.
I used
to go to Phone Booth a lot.
I don't know where Phone Booth's at.
It's on Stroop. It's now called the One More the One More Tavern. It's a fucking hole in the wall.
But this place is like they don't have draft.
Oh no! This place doesn't. Yeah,
and those are my favorite because I'm like, I just want a can or a bottle.
Yeah, that's all I fucking want, man.
We used to go there so often that it was my buddy's birthday, and like we partied there all day, from like 2 when they were open till like I think like 4 in the morning when we closed it out. My tab was $13.
Oh, I love it
because we would go there so much they would just serve us beer. They didn't give a fuck.
Fuck it, yeah. I love going to those places, man. Where it's like, because I want to go to like when I was in Columbus, like yeah, we went to that really nice rooftop bar that we definitely had no business being at, but like we closed it out at just a fucking dive that everything was made of wood.
Yeah,
that's all I'm looking for, man. A place that's quiet enough that I can hear myself fucking think.
Yeah, I just want I want to go to a place where I feel like I could get stabbed.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. It's like you feel a little uneasy being there.
Yeah, like I like that because I'm like, okay, like we all know that like we all don't want to like be here, but we're here, but we all want to be left alone. Does that make sense?
It makes 100%, because I'll go to those places. I sit by myself, away from everybody. Every once in a while, like I'll eavesdrop on a conversation. I'll inject myself into it, and then I will just stop talking, and we just move on with the rest of our night. At the end of the day, I get fucking hammered, and it costs me less than $20.
Yeah. Then you go to a place like Bar Louie. It's like our drinks are $17 for
what's your well whiskey, Jack Daniels? Get fucked.
Well, I've always tried to do a joke is like I like well rum because well is a synonym of good. It's just so stupid. So give me good rum.
I had one the other day. It was like a buddy of mine asked me like what would be the worst time for a laxative to kick in.
Oh,
and I said when you're getting a blowjob.
Oh, that would.
And he said, why that? And I said, because that would be the last blowjob you ever got, because word would spread fast.
No, that's the fucking truth. Let me see if
You'd have to move.
Random jokes. I sent someone a get well soon card. Just in case it didn't arrive on time, I also sent them my condolences card.
Let's see. I said one time a girl asked me if I wanted to be on top. I said, honestly, I'm just happy to be involved.
Delete the history of my computer. I don't want people to know I can't spell amateur.
That's fucking funny. Oh shit. I've been rewatching Community lately, so I have a lot of Community tweets. Let's see here.
My insurance card got declined. I guess my doctors don't take Subway rewards cards. Like, buy 3 pills, get 3 pain meds free. That was stupid. I bought a baby book, but my baby can't even read.
Let's see. I want to took a shot at Amy Schumer because I was having a bit of a slow day. Amy Schumer was being a bitch the other day. Shocker.
Really? Was she?
She kept going on Instagram and like taking, because like A Quiet Place 2 came out, which by the way is fucking incredible and you should go see it. But she was taking shots at John Krasinski and Emily Blunt and saying their marriage was a sham just for publicity.
Really?
She was taking shots at
Schumer has been relevant for a little bit.
Yeah. Who the fuck was she making? She was making fun of some fucking celebrity and saying, oh, it was Emma Stone because Cruella had come out. Mm-hmm. And she was going on and on about like what a terrible human being Emma Stone is. And I'm like, are you just bored, Amy? Like, are you bored? Do you need to go get a Nintendo Switch or something? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you right now?
That's weird.
Okay, I was fucking proud of this one. It says, fellas, if you want to keep your lady satisfied in bed, try to last at least as long as a GTA loading screen.
No, that was good. I like that tweet.
Yeah, that was mostly because I was sitting here trying to play Grand Theft Auto like, oh my God, this fucking loading screen. I could go fuck somebody right now and come back and it still wouldn't be loaded.
I can't be a brother, man. Whenever it's 69 degrees, I'd laugh. What was the other one?
That's how I got.
Tradition runs deep in my family. My dad was a doctor. My grandfather was a doctor. And just like them, I too went through a divorce. Overpaid for college. Let's see here.
Oh yeah, then I live tweeted the fucking iHeart Awards because I had to run them for work and I had nothing else better to do. So
let's see here.
Fucking Usher saying the iHeart Awards is where real music lives. Oh, okay. Okay, Usher. Okay.
When my parents got divorced, it wasn't all that bad. We went from having one Christmas to 2 parents that hate each other, and that's the greatest gift ever.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Let's see, that was a lot. I don't really. Italian bread is so delicious. Wait, that doesn't make sense. I use a pogo stick when I wear a fanny pack, so I know what it's like to be a kangaroo.
Did I make any other notes? I'm trying to see if I had some other notes I wrote down here.
I'm a Scorpio, but a lot of people think I'm an asshole. I think my best friend is half Asian. His dad is Caucasian, and his mom is a ninja that can't drive. Then I realized she was Muslim.
Pornhub has started recommending things to me based on what I've watched. What's fucked up is how accurate it is.
Let's see. My uncle was a great Elvis impersonator. In fact, he's so great, he also died from a drug overdose. I want to see a cotton candy field. That shit would look diabetic.
Oh, that's fucked up. I love it.
The exact opposite of Mother's Day is Planned Parenthood Day. One time I ate a fortune cookie at Walmart and it said, "You will be here for a while." One cashier's on duty. This one I tried on stage. It never worked. The food pyramid is lied. The food pyramid is a lie. It wasn't built by the Egyptians. I just think that's funny, but nobody ever laughed on stage. So I was like, fuck you guys. I think that's hysterical. The mascot for Dawn dish soap is an oil-covered duck, which is the same mascot for ExxonMobil.
Oh, yes.
I want to tweet that one, actually.
That was funny. I like that one.
I'm tweeting that. I forgot. I thought I tweeted that, but I didn't.
Oh, shit. I heard, I haven't watched it yet, but I've heard Bo Burnham's new special is fucking fire.
That's why, and like, I don't like Bo Burnham.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why.
I'm actually a little surprised. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, yeah. I don't.
I will say it's.
I don't think it's not funny. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, I'm like, okay, cool.
It's
like,
super not traditional.
I don't think it's even that. Like, I hate, but I hate him. Hold on. I gotta see if I spelled ExxonMobil right.
EXXON.
EXON.
2 X's.
Is it really?
I think so. We're gonna find out right now. I'm burping the microphone.
EXXON. Yep. I think what it is like, and I respect him for this. He's like, I got lucky. Like, my parents were rich.
Really?
I think, because he said that in an interview. He's like, I think that's what he said. I can't remember. But, and I kind of respect him for that. I'm like, I get it. Like, that's why, that's why, what's his face? Chris Dernorfi? Is it Chris something?
I have no idea.
I don't even think he's fucking funny either, but he has like a following. But you find out his dad was like
Chris D'Elia?
Chris D'Elia is like,
oh, the guy. Yeah, well, fuck Chris D'Elia anyway.
But like even before like everything that happened with that, is like his dad's like a producer and all that shit. And,
oh, really?
Yeah. So you're like, okay, I get that.
Well, you hear people saying the same shit about Amy Schumer because she was fucking Jeselnik at the time when he was doing the roasts, and that's how she got on. I think it was Sheen's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because she had been like on Last Comic Standing, Comic Remix, and like she was fucking funny.
Yeah,
like back in the day, Amy Schumer was fucking funny. I remember when she was because it was one of the last seasons of Last Comic Standing. She was on there the same season as Josh Blue, the guy with cerebral palsy. She was on the same season as him and was it Laura DiGiovanni. Big Italian girl. She's funny as fuck. But Amy Schumer she was funny as shit. And I remember thinking like she's gonna fucking go. And then she just kind of fell off the face of the earth at one point. And I was like, oh, that's a shame. And then she shows up at the Sheen roast, and I was like, where the fuck has this girl been all this time? She hadn't had any specials or anything. Mm-hmm. But she was dating Anthony Jeselnik. I
didn't even know they dated.
Yeah, because at that point he was getting because he came in after Giraldo died.
Yeah,
and like was kind of filling in that kind of edgier spot, the edgier comic on the roast and
Giraldo's so fucking.
I miss Greg Giraldo so fucking much.
And that they're two, and like Jeselnik is a good comic, and he's like actually not one of my. He's probably a top 10 comic. Like I love his material, but like Giraldo's just like that's so hard to fill because they're all insults and edgy, but they're completely different styles. Well,
and that was the thing that I remember because when Giraldo died, Comedy Central did a 1 hour like documentary about him. They threw it together in like a week, and it was really fucking impressive. And like they had Bill Burr on there. He's talking about like all the articles kept saying like roast comic dies, and they're like that was like fucking 1% of what he did. Yeah. But that's just what made him really fucking popular was doing the roast. But I remember when I found out Giraldo died, I fucking cried, man. I was so fucking.
I don't think I cried, but I was like, God damn.
Yeah. I remember in the documentary that that Comedy Central did, like you had Lewis Black crying, and I was like, that takes some doing.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Well, I mean, he was like so smart. I mean, he could have been a lawyer.
He was.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. He could have like done that as a career.
That's how him and Jeff Ross met.
I didn't know that.
Jeff Ross talks about how they were both doing some college show or something like that, and it got out of hand, and they charged Jeff Ross with inciting a riot, and Giraldo basically like went to court as his lawyer and got him off.
That is amazing.
Yeah, like he went to like fucking Harvard.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
because like I guess the thing was too, what I've heard about him, I can't remember where I saw it. They were like, he was so smart that he should not have been a comic.
Yeah,
yet they were like, why you're wasting your talent.
He talked about it. I think it was either on his special or when he did the Insomniac tour with Dane Cook and Dave Attell and Sean Rouse. But he was like, I went to Harvard Law and I'm wearing jeans held together with duct tape. Because he just that's just what he wanted to fucking do.
Jesus, he was so fucking good. Though.
Yeah, but yeah,
so smart. His jokes are just so smart.
Yeah, I think Lewis Black was. He said in the thing, he was like he would come up with jokes that were just like so in front of your face the whole time that when he'd say it, you'd go, son of a bitch. He said he was like a coal miner. He'd hit it and then he'd hit it again and hit it again and hit it again until he had fucking diamonds. And you're sitting there going like, why the fuck couldn't I? You got to be fucking kidding me.
And that's the thing is like, just imagine where he would have been. Like, so the three greats that died young: Hedberg, Giraldo, and why can't I think of his name? Patrice O'Neal.
Yeah,
guy, those are like all greats. I'm like Patrice. I couldn't imagine Patrice and Giraldo right now. Yeah. Like, and the cancel call through. Holy shit!
Neither one of them would have got. I think. I don't think it would have been for like past transgressions. I think just their jokes would have gotten them in trouble.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. But like, I would love to see it because it's like they give no fucks. Mm-hmm. Like,
well, and that's what the bummer about Patrice was. The last thing of his that aired was the Charlie Sheen roast.
Yeah.
And he was drunk or something at that roast because he didn't even do his jokes. He was like one of the last guys to go up. And he was the one I'm sitting there going like, oh, I can't fucking wait. And he went up and like threw all his jokes out and just started getting pissed off at everybody for like being mean to Charlie Sheen or some shit. And it was like he was fucking drunk or something like that, and it was such a bummer that was the last thing of his to come out after he died.
One of my favorite specials ever is Elephant in the Room.
Yeah,
it's so fucking good. Fucking spell restaurant. And I'm like, and then the fucking Natalie Holloway joke.
Yeah,
because he blurs out audience in. Like, what's that proving, girl? Exactly. Because she wasn't white. Like, I'm like, God damn.
One of my favorite things he ever did was with Nick DiPaolo. It was called Shorties Watching Shorties. It's on Comedy Central. It was this late night show. And it was just, they voiced these two babies who were like at home with a babysitter watching TV. And all it was just animated cartoons of comics bits.
Damn.
It was some of the funniest shit ever. And then it would be like the two of them like riffing on the bits and stuff like that as these two babies.
I guess the best part about Patrice is he was on Anthony and
Opie and Anthony
so much that there's like a lot of material. Like, it's so like not material, but some of him like look at. I'm
lots of like B-roll and stuff like that.
The other two's like there's not as much.
Yeah.
So it's like one of those things. It's like, but God, I would have loved to seen those two. Like, it's just weird. Like, I always wonder what would have happened to Hedberg, because I think over time, if you like watch his material, it was always one-liner-esque, but like his one-liners ended up becoming like longer.
Well, that's how Stephen Wright did.
Yeah,
Stephen Wright would do just a series of connected one-liners.
Yeah,
I think, and that's what makes me wonder about Hedberg. Is because like as funny and on top of the world as Stephen Wright was, I mean, he's still alive, but like you don't hear his name that much anymore. And I feel like Hedberg would have kind of had the same problem where I think sooner or later the gimmick might have worn off.
I don't know. Like they thought like his fame at the time was like unmatched, because like they thought he was in like Seinfeld like type thing. Like they were giving him all this stuff. Like, I don't know. One of the best jokes ever written is by him. And because the best jokes are when you're telling something about somebody, like audience, about yourself without them knowing. And he goes, I'm a heroin addict. I'm addicted to women that I have to have sex with women that save people's lives. Because that's what he killed. He died from heroin. Yeah. And I'm like, God damn, like, that is the best joke you ever wrote, because that's what killed you. You were blatantly telling the audience who you are, a heroin addict.
Yeah. You still found a way to put a twist on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's like Giraldo all the time would talk about, because Giraldo was in and out of rehab and being sober and not his whole fucking life. I think he was one of those guys who just, like, the life on the road just always seemed to get the better of him.
Oh yeah.
But it always, you would always hear his friends and his family talk about, like, he hated what it did to him. I think Giraldo had a very love-hate relationship with comedy, because the time on the road would just kind of bring out the worst in him, and then it would have this negative effect on his marriage. And
I guess what I heard or read, I can't remember who I was listening to, but like he ended up cheating on his wife or something like that. I think
I hadn't heard about that, but
like he was like, there's infidelity just because of the fact that he went from like nobody wanted to fuck this geeky guy, college geeky guy, to like, you're one of the best stand-ups in the world, and women are just throwing themselves at you because they know who you are.
He did do bits about that. There was one where he was talking about his wife was like, I don't understand. He's like, let's be honest. He's like, I know you don't understand, but I don't understand. You're obsessed with shoes. But if you were out on the road 300 days out of the year, and every time you went back to your room, there were 10 pairs of free shoes, I guarantee you'd keep a pair once in a while.
That was him saying that, yeah.
Because she also said she was like, if I'd known that this is what our marriage is going to be like, I wouldn't have married you. And he's like, yes, you would have. That's how we fucking met in the first place. But he was one, because I remember when he did the Insomniac tour, he'd been sober for a while, and then I think he started drinking again like after that, because I think it was alcoholism was his big thing. I don't think he was doing a lot of drugs. I think he was just drinking a lot.
I don't know,
but I know that because he was in a coma for a few days before he died, but just and then what was fucked up about that was Mike DiStefano who was I think one of the last guys on, again, like in that same realm of Amy Schumer, as one of the last comic standing people. He was in the documentary, and he died of a heart attack like a week after they filmed the fucking documentary.
Really?
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I mean, you talk about people who fucking came up with Giraldo. I mean, Louis Black was in that thing, Sarah Silverman, Tom Papa, who else was in there? Jon Stewart, Conan O'Brien, Bob Saget. I mean, it was just like all these like big fucking comedy, like people don't realize like how much clout fucking Greg Giraldo had.
Oh yeah, but he was the least known.
Yeah,
of all of them, but he was probably the best of them all. Yeah, like he was way better than Burr.
Oh yeah, and I love Bill Burr, but Giraldo could do circles around Bill Burr.
He's
even Dennis Leary. Dennis Leary talked about when they were on Tough Crowd this one time. And the debate got a little fucking too heated between him and Giraldo, to the point where like Colin Quinn like put his leg up in between the two of them, and he like, it got fucking scary. Like they were fucking staring each other down.
I think I know what you're talking about.
Because they were talking about like going to war versus like diplomacy, and he's like, what? Like, you think there's a way for us to have a diplomatic solution with somebody who hates us? And Giraldo goes like, yeah, like that whole Russian war that we had in the 80s. Yeah, no, that big fucking Russian war. Yeah, Dennis Leary was like, he's the guy who finishes his homework before class gets out and asks if there's any more, because he was just that fucking smart.
Yeah. I think the best comics are the smartest ones. I think Doug Stanhope, is one of the smartest people alive.
Nobody talks about Doug Stanhope.
Yeah, man. Because he got apparently he'd go and do shows and whip out his dick and all that.
Yeah, well, Doug Stanhope was him and Rogan that took over the Man Show.
Yeah, and they both hated it.
And Stanhope also was doing all the Girls Gone Wild stuff and kind of.
Stanhope's
funny as fuck.
And he's a fucking genius. Have you ever heard his bit about killing his mom?
Yeah. Oh shit. shit.
That's the darkest, but it's so funny.
Oh, it's so fucking good. That's one of the darkest jokes I've ever heard in my life.
And he said, I had to wait so many years to tell this joke. The statute of limitations of like.
I'll tell you what, one of my favorite, I used to, because there's this documentary that Jamie Kennedy did called Hecklers, and it's just about comics, like just about hecklers. And in one of them, he has this clip of Doug Stanhope doing a show, and he's telling a joke about like his girlfriend or whatever. So a girl in the front and goes like, "I don't believe you," and he's like, "You don't believe me what?" He's like, "I don't believe you have a girlfriend." He's like, You don't think I can get laid? Real quick, round of applause. Who in this room would fuck me? And everyone just starts.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit. I fucking love Doug Stanhope, man.
He's so good. That whole bit about immigrants taking your jobs. About how like, I can't remember the bit. But
I haven't heard stand up in so fucking long.
It's like,
is he still performing?
He was on Rogan probably like 3 or 4 months ago. Like he doesn't need to perform. He's had so much money.
Yeah.
Because he's a recluse pretty much. So during COVID, what happened was he didn't want to do anything. And so he's like, and Joe actually brought up to him, he was just like, Joe knows he's the type of guy that saves all his money. Yeah. So he doesn't have to perform 2 or 3 years at a time if he doesn't want to.
That's smart.
Yeah.
That's smart. I wonder sometimes how the relationship between Adam Carolla and Jimmy Kimmel is.
And that's a good. I don't know because they had the Man Show.
They had the Man Show, and I know because Kimmel won an Emmy or something a couple years back, and I know Adam Carolla was posting about it. But so there's a show my company produces. It's like a news political. It's very point of view show. I don't want to say what the name of it is, but they do. It's very conservative, and they do segments about they do this recurring segment called Snowflake Syndrome, which already kind of makes you just go, okay, whatever. But they have Adam Carolla on there a lot, and it kind of seems like where Kimmel has gone a lot more left, Carolla's gone a lot more right. And I kind of wonder what their relationship is still like, considering they both came from that, doing the Man Show and coming up in the same circle, which I love. Whenever somebody brings up the Man Show with Kimmel, he just laughs and ignores it. Well, because they had a whole thing when Disney was buying Fox. They on one episode
they tried to cancel him pretty much.
Well, it wasn't just that because Family Guy was now getting folded into this. So at one point he's doing his show and they were CGIing Peter and Stewie into the audience of Kimmel's show, giving him shit the whole night. And Kimmel's like knocking him down, and finally Peter goes, "Yeah, hey, you want to talk about the Man Show? Okay, we'll be right back. We're gonna go to a commercial."
You can't blame somebody.
No.
Here's the thing about cancel culture, and I can't stand.
The show was on for 5 years for a fucking reason. Yeah. People were watching it.
Well, I think cancel culture is people will hold something against you did 15, 20 years ago, as if you can't change as a person.
Yeah.
And my whole point about cancel culture is we should all be canceled because we've all may not have said something, but we have thought something we shouldn't have,
or laughed at something we shouldn't have.
And if you say you've never done that, you're a fucking liar.
You're so full of shit.
Yeah,
you're so full of shit.
Technically, we should have all been canceled for something.
There's not a person alive who back in the 90s wasn't calling something gay because they thought it was stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
There wasn't a person alive. There wasn't anybody who was old enough to watch the Man Show that wasn't watching the fucking Man Show.
Yeah.
And the Man Show could not exist today.
No,
not a fucking chance in hell.
But people want to hold that's why I hate cancel culture so much. I hold people accountable, but at what point is you have to realize people can change. It's different if it's constant, the same shit. Yeah. But people,
or if it happens right now.
Yeah.
If you do this thing right now, if Michael Richards happened right now, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck him either way. That's still not good. But yeah, well, it's James Gunn. The whole reason he initially got fired from Disney was for something he tweeted 15 years ago, working for a company, basically making a tweet that was on brand for the company he worked for. Was the tweet in bad taste? Yeah. But that's who he was working for. He had already publicly apologized once since then. 5 years after he got asked by, I think it was GLAAD, asked him to apologize, and he did. So it had already been addressed.
I remember when Kevin Hart got screwed out of the Oscars.
Yeah, and then the Oscars have been so much better since.
But like, I'm like, he apologized. He did everything he could.
Yeah.
And what more did you want him to do?
Yeah. And then they wondered why. And then suddenly it was, oh, we might not have a host because we can't find anybody who wants the job. No shit. Because they know that you're going to go all the way back to when they were in first fucking grade. And the time they pulled on the girl's pigtails and call him a sexist and a violent abuser.
Yeah.
Like that's Grant, I know that's a slippery slope, but like that's what it's turning into.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, though, too, is like 99% of people will be like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
But it's like that 1% that want to grasp onto that. And that's what makes the headlines.
Oh, yeah. It's because they're the ones who they're shouting the loudest.
And it's all usually Twitter. Mm-hmm. It's like, okay, like how many people like, yeah, like get it. Like most people are like, this is dumb. But like, it's like 1% of people are like, wait, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And it's usually the reason stuff gets pulled or people it's all reactionary. Mm-hmm. It's again with James Gunn, fired him on the spot. Warner Brothers was like, we don't see what the big fucking deal is. Yeah. So they hired him back up. Sure enough, cut to 3 months later, Disney's like, we're sorry, James, can you please come back? Please.
I wouldn't have done it.
I wouldn't. Well, I think the only reason he did is because he knew everybody was going to walk if he didn't.
Yeah, because that's everybody said they were like
they had like all signed this letter. Like Dave Bautista went off. He said if James Gunn doesn't come back, I will not do this movie.
And Bautista's like all about that.
Yeah, Bautista's all about loyalty.
Yeah,
he has not had a lot of acting opportunities. I think that was one of his first ones. James Gunn took a big shot on him, and Bautista's gotten a lot of work since then because of him. So he's got a lot of loyalty to James Gunn, and I like Dave Bautista. I've seen him in some bit parts and shit. And I think he's actually a pretty fucking good actor given the right opportunity. Mm-hmm. But also, he's just so fucking good as Drax.
Oh, he's fantastic as Drax.
So, and like everybody else, like they all signed this letter that basically said like, we understand.
Raccoon signed a letter. It was weird.
Yeah, Bradley, fucking Bradley Cooper and Chris Pratt, two of the biggest leading men in Hollywood at this point. Because Bradley Cooper was doing A Star Is Born, Chris Pratt's Chris fucking Pratt. And it's like, we're about to walk off your fucking movie. Tell me how you think that's going to go for you.
And the thing, they try to cancel Chris Pratt because he was joined this church that was against gay, but he's not against it.
Yeah.
But you gotta realize he was going through a divorce that like tore him.
Oh yeah, everybody thought him. Everyone thought him and Anna Faris were going to be like the next Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively, because they're both just such goofy fucking people.
Like this guy's going to the one place he's getting help at, and like I'm not religious. I don't believe in God. Yeah, but like just because like, and don't get me wrong, like I get like like it's really fucked up that church, but is that his
right personal
thoughts? No.
Also, and again, as an atheist, I'm saying find me a religion that isn't anti-gay.
That's also true.
Find me a brand of Christianity that is not anti-gay. It's really hard to fucking find one. You might be able to find one very small sect that was.
When you boil it down, all religions are like anti that.
Yeah.
And it's like, but like you learn to like not accept that, but you learn that it's fine. Like, what's the point? Like, why would be anti-gay? But like, it's like in every fucking like, I might be in the Quran. I don't know. I've never read the Quran.
Could be. Yeah.
But it's like they went after him on that, and you're like,
yeah.
First of all, like, okay, like I understand, but like the guy's seriously going through a divorce. It's like tore him up. Like,
yeah.
This is how he's getting through his divorce. It's like, he went to church. Okay.
What didn't help him though was,
if you're practicing Catholic, technically speaking, you're anti-gay.
Yeah.
Like if you've ever gone to church, you should be canceled.
As somebody who was born and raised Catholic.
I mean, because that's what they preach.
But also, and I will say, like, what didn't help Chris Pratt was he did, when him and Anna Faris were married, he did say something like he's like, I'm pro-gay, but like he wasn't for gay marriage. It was he's like, I still believe marriage between a man and a woman. I'm like, it's not helping your case.
No, it wouldn't help your case.
But either way, like just about almost any religion, or at least any form of Christianity, is going to have some thing in their text about, and that's kind of,
like, his love is love. It's like whatever.
Yeah. marry who you want to marry. I could honestly give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck. I've never gave a fuck.
Yeah, there are two things in life I just don't understand because they just don't make sense. That's homophobia and racism.
Brent
I don't get it.
Brent had this great fucking joke. He's like, I can't, and I'm butchering it, but he's like, about gay marriage, talking about gay marriage, and like, he's like, we call it marriage. Yeah. And I was like, oh shit, because that's what it is. Not gay marriage, it's literally just marriage.
All right, folks, that'll do it for this week's episode of The Basement Lounge. If you want to follow us online, you can follow Mike Wells on Twitter and Instagram at MikeWTFWells. And you can follow me, Mike Shea, at Mr. Mike Shea on Twitter and Instagram as well. You can also follow this show on Twitter and Instagram at TBL_pod. And we got a brand new website under construction for you guys with some cool new stuff coming down the line as well. So stay tuned for that. In the meantime, we'll catch you guys again next week with another episode. And until then, as always, live well, rock on, take care, and bye-bye.